You do everything you're supposed to. You skip the lattes, say no to dinners out with friends, and hunt for every last discount. But then you look at your bank account, and nothing's really changed. You just feel deprived, frustrated, and no closer to financial freedom. Here's the deal. The problem isn't you. It's not your discipline. The problem is that you've been sold a pack of lies about what it means to be frugal. You've been taught this version of frugality that's all about deprivation, about shrinking your life down to the smallest possible size. It's a version that obsesses over the small stuff, making you feel guilty for tiny pleasures while the big expenses drain your wallet dry. But true frugality isn't about being cheap. It's about being strategic. Today, we're tearing down the 5 biggest frugality lies that are keeping you broke. We're going to expose them, one by one, and replace them with a mindset that actually builds wealth, and more importantly, a life you actually love living. Section 1. Lie number 1. The latte factor fallacy. The first and most famous lie is that you have to cut out all the small joys to get rich. This is the latte factor, the idea that your $5 coffee is the only thing standing between you and a mountain of cash. This advice is popular because it's simple, but it's also why so many people give up. It forces you into a mindset of constant grinding denial. You start your day by saying no to something you enjoy, which just sets a negative tone for your entire financial life. Think of it like a crash diet. It might work for a week, but eventually your willpower burns out. You end up right where you started, probably feeling like a failure. We call this frugal burnout, and it's dangerous. It leads to revenge spending, where you get so tired of denying yourself that you make a big, impulsive purchase that completely wipes out whatever small savings you scrape together. The truth? Your daily coffee isn't the problem. It's a distraction. While you're agonizing over a $5 expense, you're ignoring the things that actually move the needle. The real wins are in the big 3: housing, transportation, and food. These are the giants that eat up most of your budget. The solution isn't to nickel and dime yourself into misery. It's to apply the 80-20 rule to your money. Focus your energy on the 20% of your expenses that are causing 80% of the damage. Could you negotiate your rent or refinance your mortgage? Could you switch to a more reliable, fuel-efficient car and save hundreds a year on gas and repairs? Could you slash your grocery bill by 15% with a little meal planning? By focusing on these big wins, you can save hundreds, even thousands, a month. And once you've got a system automatically saving a real chunk of your income, you can absolutely enjoy that latte, guilt-free. You'll know your finances are working for you in the background, building wealth without you having to sacrifice every small pleasure. The second lie is a silent killer of wealth, the idea that the cheapest option is always the most frugal choice. This leads you straight into a false economy, and it's one of the most expensive mistakes you can make. This is the lie that has you buying the $30 boots that fall apart after one winter, the cheap kitchen gadget that breaks after a few uses, or the bargain bin car that spends more time in the shop than on the road. You think you're saving money, but you're really just kicking a bigger cost down the road. You end up buying the same thing over and over, and the total you spend quickly adds up to more than what you would have paid for one quality item in the first place. It is, quite literally, expensive to be cheap. This mindset also ignores the hidden costs, your time, and your sanity. Spending your Saturday trying to fix a cheap broken lawnmower, that's a cost. Missing work to take your unreliable car to the mechanic again, that's a cost. The mental drain of being surrounded by things that constantly fail you, that's a huge cost. The fix is to shift your thinking from price to value. Instead of asking, what's cheapest? Ask, what's the best value over its lifetime? This means thinking in cost per use. A great pair of $150 boots that last 10 years cost you $15 per year. That $30 pair you have to replace every single year costs you $300 over that same decade. So, which one is the real frugal choice? This is where smart frugality and minimalism meet. It's about buying fewer things, but better things. It's investing in quality for the items you use all the time. This doesn't mean buying the flashiest designer version of everything. It just means doing a little research, reading reviews, and buying the most durable, reliable, and efficient item you can reasonably afford. Choose value and purpose, not impulse and waste. That's how you actually save money long term. Alright, we're halfway through. If you're finding this useful, and maybe feeling a little called out, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out and tells me I should make more videos just like this one. Now let's get back to the lies. Section 3. Lie number 3. Frugality is only about saving money. This next lie is subtle, but it's incredibly destructive. The belief that the only reason to be frugal is to pile up as much money as possible. When you believe this, money stops being a tool and becomes the goal itself. This is how you get trapped in a scarcity mindset. You become obsessed with hoarding every penny, even when you have more than enough. Spending money, even on things you need or that would bring you genuine joy, starts to feel like a failure. It triggers guilt and anxiety. This is the person who spends 3 hours driving to 5 different stores just to save a grand total of $4 on groceries. Sure, they saved $4, but they lost 3 hours of their life they will never get back. They valued the cash more than their time. Here's what wealthy people understand. Your most valuable and most limited asset isn't your money, it's your time, and they use their money to buy back their time. The solution is to completely reframe the purpose of frugality. The goal isn't just to save money, it's to use your money to build a life of freedom and intention. It's about making sure your spending aligns with your real values. The money you're saving isn't just for a pile in a bank account. It's to buy you options. The option to quit a job you hate. The option to work less and be with your family more. The option to chase a passion project. The option to handle an emergency without panicking. You could call this frugal hedonism, figuring out how to get the most fulfillment and enjoyment from your resources. It's choosing to invest in a trip with loved ones over more stuff you don't need. When you finally get this, frugality stops being about deprivation and starts being about empowerment. You're not just saving, you're actively designing the life you want to live. Section 4. Lie number 4. You need a complicated budget. Lie number 4 is the idea that to be good with money, you have to track every single penny in a complex color-coded spreadsheet. This belief paralyzes so many people before they even get started. They'll spend a whole weekend building the perfect budget with dozens of categories. They track everything like a hawk for about 9 days, get overwhelmed, fall behind, and then give up completely, deciding they're just bad with money. The problem wasn't their discipline, it was the system. A budget that feels like a second job is a system designed to fail. The best budget isn't the most detailed one, it's the one you'll actually stick with. The solution is to use a simple, sustainable system and embrace automation. The truly wealthy don't waste brainpower tracking every coffee. They build systems that make building wealth the default setting. For most people, one of 2 simple methods works wonders. First, the pay yourself first method. Before you pay a single bill, before you buy groceries, the very first thing you do when you get paid is have money automatically transferred to your savings and investment accounts. Then, you just live on what's left. It guarantees you hit your savings goals without a second thought. Or, try a simple percentage rule like 50-30-20. Roughly 50% of your take-home pay goes to needs, housing, utilities, transport. 30% goes to wants, hobbies, entertainment, dining out, and 20% goes to savings and paying off debt. These aren't ironclad laws, they're flexible guidelines. Adjust the numbers to fit your life and your goals. The secret sauce for all of this is automation. Automate your savings transfers, automate your bill payments, automate your investments into a low-cost index fund. A good financial system should run quietly in the background, making the right choices for you by default. It should free up your mental energy, not consume it. Section 5. Lie number 5. The belief that to be truly frugal, you have to do everything yourself. You have to be your own mechanic, chef, plumber, landscaper, and barber. This lie comes from a good place, trying to save money on labor, but it completely ignores the concept of opportunity cost. Your time has value. Let's say you have a simple plumbing leak. You could spend your entire Saturday watching tutorials, buying tools, and fumbling through the repair, maybe even making it worse. Or, you could pay a professional $150 to get it done right in 1 hour. You might think you saved $150. But what did it cost you? It cost you 8 hours of your life, and what is your time worth? If you could have used that time to work on your side hustle and make $200, then doing it yourself actually made you lose money. If you could have used that time to rest, recharge, and be with your family, then the savings probably weren't worth the stress. The solution here is strategic outsourcing. It means making a conscious choice about where your time and energy are best spent. First, get a rough idea of your hourly rate. This isn't just for freelancers. What could you earn in an hour if you really focused on your career or a side business? If a task costs less to outsource than your hourly rate, you should seriously consider paying someone else to do it. This doesn't mean you should never DIY. Focus your DIY energy on 3 things: tasks you genuinely enjoy, tasks where you can produce something better than what you could buy, and tasks where the savings are truly massive. But for all the small annoying jobs you dread, the ones that suck up your time and energy, give yourself permission to pay for help. That's not a frugal failure. It's a strategic investment in your most valuable asset, your time. So, let's ditch the old broken rules. The old way tells you to obsess over pennies, feel guilty, deprive yourself, overcomplicate everything, and trade hours of your life for a few dollars. It's a recipe for burnout and failure. The new model, strategic frugality, is about freedom. It's about nailing the big wins so you can enjoy the small things. It's about buying for value, not just the lowest price. It's about using money as a tool to buy back your time and build a life you're excited about. It's about simple, automated systems that do the heavy lifting for you and strategically spending money to save your time for what really matters. This isn't about restriction, it's about intention. It's the mindset shift from, "I can't afford that," to, "That's not where I choose to put my money." That one shift is the most powerful step you can take towards real financial freedom. You're not broke because you lack discipline. You might just be stuck because you've been following the wrong rules. Now you know the real ones. The rest is up to you. What's the biggest frugality lie you used to believe? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you're ready to stop playing defense with your money and start building real wealth, make sure you subscribe for more videos that tell you the truth about money.